What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I want you to hit that like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you are not a member. Also, hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content and all of my videos. Salute to the whole entire Lions Den basketball, boxing community, and salute to all the people that rock with me, day ones, as well as the new subs, too. Here on the late night tip, not too late, but still early to me. Uh, But we definitely got to talk about this. Well, these couple of things, or these couple of subjects. Uh, we're talking about both. We're talking about hoops, and we definitely talking about boxing too. Now, I touched on briefly the Warriors earlier in the previous live. I had a few Warriors fans in here. uh, Here's what I say about the Warriors as they just pretty much dismantled Dallas today. There was nothing that Dallas was going to be able to do. Dallas was shorthanded. Okay, Dallas was shorthanded. We knew coming into the game that they probably were not going to be a match with Golden State, especially when you consider that Golden State pretty much have all the pieces with the exception of um, Kaminga. Kaminga's still not back yet. But for the most part, Golden State, they still will have the edge. Um, but it's interesting though, okay? What I find interesting is that the people that had all of this stuff to say about Jimmy Butler in the beginning, right? All of these people that had stuff to say about Jimmy Butler, they don't have anything to say now, and now they're actually praising Jimmy Butler. A lot of these doubters, you know who you are. You know who you are. A lot of these doubters that doubted Jimmy Butler, you know who you are. Y'all were calling Jimmy Butler everything but a child of God. And like I said, it happened earlier too. Um, I'm sorry about that. I said this earlier too. It happened when he was in Miami. When he was in Miami, everybody had all this stuff to say. They even also say all this stuff like Jimmy Butler, he's not a superstar and all this other stuff. Jimmy Butler is a superstar. You know, he may not be the superstar in your eye in terms of LeBron or some of these other guys that are in there like Luca on that level or anything like that. But in a lot of people's eyes, he is a superstar, and he's a perennial all star too as well. And you have to respect that about Jimmy Butler, a guy that leads his team to two NBA finals. That's no slouch right there. And when he did do it, when Jimmy Butler did lead the Miami Heat to the finals, there were people ready to call him a superstar. So I don't want to hear any of this stuff about him not being a superstar. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is people not keeping that same energy. They're not keeping that same energy for Jimmy Butler. Okay? They're not keeping the same energy. The people that sat up there, they said all this stuff about him, talked trash about him, said that he was going to be a cancer to the locker room, said that he wasn't going to get along with Draymond, said that he wouldn't be able to get along with Curry. They wouldn't be able to coexist. Their styles were too different. Even going so far to say that him and Kerr wouldn't get along. Well, where they at now? And a lot of people are like, oh, well, I'm a Warriors fan. Well, it's going to work out. Nah, 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 nah. Because As soon as they start, what's up, Cheyenne? As soon as they start losing, guess who's gonna get the blame? They're gonna say Jimmy Butler. I guarantee you. Don't do that. And like I said, I want those people that were doubting Jimmy Butler. Y'all owe Jimmy Butler an apology. Now you got you got Draymond Green feeling so good, he's ready to guarantee that they're gonna win the championship. Now I don't think that that's gonna happen, but they will be competitive. You know, they will be competitive. Straight the Warriors haters hiding somewhere like always. I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of Warriors fans that actually were hating on Jimmy Butler in the beginning. They didn't know about Jimmy Butler. They were sitting up there saying, "Oh, well, this ain't gonna work. Jimmy Butler, he old. Jimmy Butler, he ain't no superstar. Jimmy Butler, he hadn't played really good in Miami. He stay hurt all the time." Listen, all it takes is a different situation, and every situation is different. We can't compare the culture of Miami to a culture of Golden State, and you can't compare how Jimmy Butler was feeling when he was in Miami. Jimmy Butler was not feeling good in Miami, and all it takes is you feeling good. Sometimes it's the attitude of you. Said some Warriors fans had questions about Jimmy. I knew Jimmy was going to fit the team. It wasn't about them questioning him, Cheyenne. You know what it was about? They were straight up doubting him. They were doubting him. They were saying that he wasn't going to do this, he wasn't going to do that. Now look at him. Golden State is 5-1, and look, I know people gonna be like, well, they were supposed to win, they were supposed to beat Dallas, which it is true. Dallas is shorthanded right now. They can only do so much. Jason Kidd could only do so much. Kyrie Irving could only do so much. But, a lot of people don't really see it that way. Now, this is what I will say. What if Dallas did have AD? What if Dallas did have Gafford? What if Dallas did have Lively? What if they did, have the assistance, of a Powell? Okay, then we're looking at something different right there. We're looking at a whole nother game. You know what I'm saying? So, but they are 5-1 nevertheless. A lot of people they didn't see this happening. This is To me, this is remarkable. This is just as good as Luka and LeBron being able to show that they could coexist in a short period of time. Not and I'm gonna talk about this too, man. I'm probably gonna talk about this tomorrow. Tomorrow, but man, you got Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins on there. You can tell they on the payroll. They have been there talking about J.J. Redick is the best, top 10 coach and all this other stuff, man. Look, man, let's hold off on that because the last time I checked, uh, Darvin Ham, his first season, he got them to a Western Conference final. So if he don't make it to a Western Conference Finals, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses either. Talking about, oh yeah, well he just started playing with Luka and all this other stuff. I don't want to hear that either. I don't want to hear those excuses or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody talking about championship. Now people talk about championship. You said Stephen double talking, Smith dreaming of making more money for his bosses. Yeah, facts, man. Like it kills me because now, in the beginning, you were like, this thing isn't gonna work. They both play the same way and all this other stuff. I said the same thing too. You know, it's just that I don't see them winning no championship. Everybody's talking about J.J. Redick. He's the best thing. He's the best coach. You know what I'm saying? Since Red Auerbach and all this other stuff. No, he just happens to be in a situation where he has two superstars on his squad. you got a guy, you have a champion in LeBron, and then you also got Luka, who's a franchise player. Said JJ, you got the refs on your side, so I don't want to hear no excuses if the Lakers don't make it to the Western Conference Final. Yeah, look, you got to make it to the finals at least, man. Yeah, like, dog, like for real, man. You got to at least make it to the finals. And I'm gonna talk about Phoenix right now, but see, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all let go of all these coaches that were doing pretty good. That's the same thing with Cleveland too. If Cleveland don't make it with their new coach or whatever, listen, if they get out in the first round, I don't want to hear no excuses or whatever. You know why? Because JB Bickerstaff, you got to look, you got to measure up to what he did. Now it goes back to what I was saying about uh, Darvin Ham and JJ Redick. It's the same thing with with Budenholzer and Frank Vogel. It's the same thing. I got to hold them to the same standard. And see, they let go of the coach because of how their superstar feels or a couple of the players feel. They're not letting go of him because it's a business decision or anything like that. These players have the influence on it, and I think that's childish and that's not cool. Like I said, I'm for the players, but when it comes to that sort of thing, that's not cool. How they let go of Frank Vogel, man. That was wrong. It was wrong in L.A. when they let go of Frank Vogel in L.A. and it was wrong what they did to him in Phoenix. And speaking of Phoenix, they got their ass whooped by the Raptors. They got their ass whooped by the Raptors, man. They got whooped by the Raptors. KD, 40 minutes, 40 minutes now. 40 minutes, only 15 points. This is ridiculous. Frank Vogel was not happening like this. Y'all, listen, this needs to be talked about. Why ain't nobody talking about it? But y'all want to talk about KD 30K. KD still goes out there and hoops and all this other stuff. But they losing, man. And they losing the horrible teams. Like they're making tickets, ticket TV. Shout out to him. They're making his point. Steph still kept Steve Kerr despite his questionable coach. Yeah, man. Of course he did. I mean, look, bro. Steve Kerr, man, he took on Mark Jackson. He benefited from having Mark Jackson. And that's another thing. That's another situation right there. Mark Jackson, he laid the foundation pretty much. You know what I'm saying? When it came to Steph and when it came to Clay, you know what I'm saying? When they you know, when they first began and everything, before they really got to win, started winning championships and stuff. But what I was saying about Phoenix, man, there was no reason to let go of Frank Vogel. What was the reason why you let Frank Vogel go? Because you felt that Durant didn't like him or Booker didn't like him, and of course Bradley Beal didn't like him. Bradley Beal, you shouldn't even be listening to Bradley. But what has Bradley Beal accomplished? I mean, he been in the league, don't get me wrong, but he ain't accomplished nothing. Now, I'm not going to call him trash. I don't sit there and I don't call NBA players trash. But what I will say is that you sure don't have a right to be sitting up there and not shaking a man's hand and all this other stuff and then get Frank Vogel fired and make him lose his job. Like, who are you? What have you accomplished? What have you done? You're not the champion, he is. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And now they done got Budenholzer in there. He's a champion just like Frank Vogel is. Okay, and now y'all doing worse than what y'all did last season. Last season, y'all were in the playoffs. Now y'all about to start fighting for the play in. How come we not talking about that? The media is not even saying nothing about this, but they want to sit up there. They want to try to give KD an escape route. Now, one person that wasn't gonna, well, actually, two people that wasn't gonna try to give him no escape route is Mad Dog Russo and Stephen A. Smith. And um, as much as I like Monica McNutt, you know what I'm saying, Eminem. Listen, bro. She was trying to do everything that she could to, to stick up for KD, but in this situation, you can't. And then he talking about, he want to stick it out and all this other stuff, man. If you leave again, man, hey, man, dare I say journeyman. Because that's what he going to start turning into, a journeyman. Look, it didn't work out. Look, of course it didn't work out in OKC. Went to Golden State, got a chip. You know what I'm saying? Got them two chips. You know what I'm saying? Can't take that away from him. But then went to Brooklyn. That didn't work out. Now you going to Phoenix. Now that's not working out. Now they talking about Miami. You said all this talent and you're 27 to 30. Yes, exactly. Facts. Facts. Like, everybody was calling y'all the big three. And this is what I said. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, it ain't going to work out. Not because of Book. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work out because of Bradley Bill. Man, look, dog, y'all have no type of identity whatsoever, first and foremost. And I'm big on identity. I really am. That's why I talk about it a lot. I'm big on identity, man. But they don't have no identity. Y'all have an identity crisis. That's what y'all do have. Y'all got an identity crisis. Meaning y'all don't know what y'all don't know what the hell y'all doing over there. And the thing about it is, yeah, they got talent, but that's just one part of the deal. Listen, like with the Spurs, right? Like with the Spurs. I'm talking about, back in the days when when Pop was still coaching Tim Duncan and all them, and again, speedy recovery for our Greg Popovich. But the thing about it is they would look at the Spurs and they would be like, oh, they're old, they're slow, they unathletic and everything. But somehow, some way, they was in the Western Conference Finals. Somehow, some way, they were a contender. Somehow, some way, they actually were able to get multiple championships out of the deal. They would say that they weren't talented. Tony Parker, he wasn't enjoyable to watch. Mono Ginobili, he has an unorthodox style, and Tim Duncan is boring, and all that other stuff. But they were winning, though. They were winning. That's the difference. They were winning. That's the difference. They were winning, man. They were winning. You said, shit. This is why we all have to value role players. LeBron got these NBA teams full thinking that stacking a deck equates to chips. Yeah, man. And the thing about it is, I mean, Boston has proved that. Like, I mean, look at Boston, right? Now, look, I know people saying that they got an easy road to the final. We'll see. We'll see if they're able to repeat this season. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if people think that last year was a fluke and it wasn't supposed to happen and they benefited off of injuries and all that other stuff. We will see. We'll see this. We'll see this year. But you bring up a good point, Shyam. The thing about it is listen. You need role play. Role players are just as vital. And on top of that, they Boston, they did it homegrown. Them guys been together since. When we talk about Jalen, when we talk about Jason Tatum, they've been together since the beginning. Um, then you got Drew Holiday that was able to come over there. You got Al Horford coming over there. Derek White came from San Antonio. And of course, Porzingis came over there. Them guys were able to have a collective of guys. Some of those guys, they had cut. Some of them, the organization had cut ties with them, and they made it work. Drew Holiday, the Bucks cut ties with him because we all know Giannis got in his feelings and all that other stuff. And we still give Giannis the smoke on that. Even though that's my guy and everything, but gotta gotta hold his feet to the fire. Then Derek White, out of San Antonio, Porzingis been bouncing around. Guess what? Al Horford. They felt like with Al Horford, he getting old and all this other stuff. His old ass was able to be a big contributor last season. You said the last four champions have been built through the draft and trade. Yeah, exactly. Like Golden State, man. Golden State. Getting back to Golden State. Golden State has shown they can win with they can win with a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Bringing a superstar over there like KD and everything, and they can do it without him. They can do both, however you want it. However you want it, man. they they can win both ways. And Draymond, even though he said that to KD, even though he was like, "Yeah, we won with you and we'll win without you," even though he said what he said, it is the truth. And Draymond was right. They won without him. You got to give Draymond his credit. Hey, he spoke facts on that, man. Now, if they didn't win, that would have been a big deal. Now, I know that even though Kevin Durant says he has no desire to play over there and all that other stuff, uh, I think I think he really misses being over there. I think deep down inside he misses being over there. But he knows that his time is coming to a close. You said all Steph needs is a real number two, and the league is in trouble. Man, listen, Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Butler is a number two. He is a number two. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Like for real, Draymond is more of a number three. Hell, really, Draymond is what he would be a number four. Now I know what he brings to the table. I think what Draymond had 12 or 13 tonight. I think he had like 13 points or something like that. But he's not the third option. If anybody's the third option, it should be Kuminga. It should be Kuminga, man. But like I said, man, I could see the Warriors keep on winning because it's a different look now. It's a different look. They not used to having Jimmy Butler on there. They're not used to having a guy on there. But Clay is similar to Jimmy Butler, but in a lot of ways they're different. You know what I'm saying? Like Jimmy Butler, more of a ball handler, more of that. Hey, I can handle and create my shot. While Clay Thompson, he gets his buckets off, coming off the screen, moving without the ball and all that other stuff. But the thing that they do identify with each other in terms of similarity is their lockdown defense. You said Draymond is a number four at this point in his career. Yeah, he's a number four. I mean, but really, I wouldn't like Jim. I'm sorry about that. Draymond, he does other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we're talking about the option. if you're talking about scoring, yeah, he's gonna be the number 4. But if you're just talking about like all around and stuff like that, he gonna do what he do. Matter of fact, who gonna carry the ball up? It could still be Draymond at this point. You say congrats to Iguodala on his retirement ceremony. Yeah, 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 man. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Iggy, man. But see, that raised a question, you know what I'm saying? Because, he is eligible to get in the Hall of Fame or whatever. Is Iguodala a Hall of Famer? A lot of people say yes, a lot of people say no. You know what I'm saying? And Iggy, he brought them titles there. And on top of that, Iggy was an important piece, man. If you take off Iggy off of them teams or whatever, man, you losing your lockdown defense. You losing your clutch shot making. You losing your athleticism. You are losing your lockdown defense, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Iggy, man. Shout out to Andre Iguodala, man. Shout out to him. Yeah, man. But yeah, like I was saying, man. Uh, what's it called? Um, Golden State 5-1. Can they get up to 10-1? That's the question. You said when Iggy was out against H Town in 2018, the Warriors had to drag the series 7 game. Yeah, yeah, man. And that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate that Iggy had got hurt too. That was an unfortunate. So he said when Iggy, yeah, yeah, but that was unfortunate, man. hmm Now, I did want to talk about. I did want to talk about Shakur and Tank. Okay, now I'm moving into boxing. You know, I wasn't gonna stay on here too long. Shakur Stevenson, man, is on a whole nother level, man. Shakur Stevenson is on a whole nother level. I'm gonna say this again, and I don't care who don't like it. Shakur Stevenson will outbox and outclass Gervonta Davis. And why am I talking about this? There have been reports that Shakur Stevenson is going to be working with Floyd Mayweather. He wants to work with Floyd Mayweather. He has a desire to work with Floyd Mayweather. If he does that, Shakur Stevenson, man, he's finna be because he's already better than Tank. Like Shakur Stevenson got the mid range. Shakur Stevenson does got power. Now, do he got Mike Tyson type power? Do we got James Tony type power? All that stuff. Maybe not so much. And of course, them guys were in different weight classes or whatever. But Shakur Stevenson is that dude. And anybody else that says otherwise, you don't know boxing. Shakur Stevenson got an answer for everything that you try to bring up to him. And that's why I got Shakur Stevenson. I got him beating Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I'm gonna be real. His ring IQ isn't as good as Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? Now, does Tank got him on the knockout power? Yeah. And sometimes his knockout power is really not like as powerful as you think. It's just the angle. the precision that Tank is able to hit his opponents with. But Shakur Stevenson is that guy, bro. He is that guy. And I said, if anybody can beat both Devin and can beat Tank, it's Shakur Stevenson. And like I said, I'm going to stress again, you talking to a Devin the Dream Haney fan, man. You talking to a Devin the Dream Haney fan. I know y'all don't want to talk about boxing. I know, but we mix it up around here. Mix it up around here. I'm like, oh my God, you talking about boxing? Yeah, we talking about boxing. We talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. I had to throw it in there. But you thought I forgot about this? No. But Shakur Stevenson, he smokes him. He smokes him. Now I know this wasn't, the fighter that everybody wanted him to fight and all that other stuff, but still phenomenal. You can't help who's placed in front of you. You know what I'm saying? What he did, he went out there, damaged and destruct. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. Besides that, man, uh, I just wanted to talk about that. Had to get some things on my chest. Um, in regards to the Warriors being 5-1. Also, um, with the Phoenix Suns situation, with them being ass right now, and of course, um, had to talk about Shakur Stevenson, man. You know, but make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit them notifications too. All right. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. I'll get at y'all later.